All right, Tim. That's all I can find. You gotta sound the alarm. That's all I. That's all I got. We gotta sound the alarm, Tim.
Why are you sounding the alarm? What the heck is going on, man? What's the scoop?
Sales are down 40%. Stock market's down 1,200 points, and the Fed is now threatening instead of 0.75%, 1%.
What do you think about that, man? That's crazy, huh?
Well, I feel like that we've been looking for and hoping for and planning for a slow transition into slowing the real estate market down, which was one of the goals of the Fed. But now we're headed into what feels a little more like a little whiplash.
Dude, it's like they chopped. I don't know what they did. We're running in a marathon. All of a sudden, they just chopped our legs off. It's like, douche. What the heck, man? Seriously.
Yeah. So, Tim, talk to me, man. What are we doing? Are we getting ready to? Are we going to go get new jobs?
No. Now, keep in mind, you always say that. I'm like, Brian, you don't be a pessimist. Be an optimist, because here's what's going on. So, yes, the Feds are cutting back. And by the way, the Feds not only
I think your optimism has a lot to do with how much money you have in savings. So that you could be an eternal optimist, Tim.
That's true. I could be an optimist for a while. There's no question. But eventually, that
maybe longer than me. I'm just saying, maybe.
All right. So let's talk about three things. Okay. So yes, the stock market reacted to the Fed's cut because that's a signal to the stock market that, hey, you know what, things are going to get worse from an inflationary standpoint. So they cut back. A lot of people will say, okay, time to buy stocks. Great deal. Just saying, it's number one. But more importantly, the Feds are trying to really slow inflation down, and they want to slow the housing market down.
And how's that working, Tim?
It's slowing down.
They slowed down the housing market, but how's inflation?
It's still going up, dude.
Yeah.
I've been to the grocery store. It's been expensive as shit, right?
Well, I'm just saying the whatever. You know how like they always say that there's like real inflation, then there's the government inflation,
right?
The one that they put out there that's usually somehow less than the real inflation. Well, the real inflation's up 8.2% for the year.
And by the way, typically 30-year mortgages are 1% above the inflation rate.
Yeah, so 8.2%.
Plus one was 9.
Inflation.
Yeah, that's
so you're saying mortgages are a deal right now?
Yeah, actually, I really am, believe it or not. If you can snap something up, you want to do it now. Now, keep in mind, just like inflation, just like interest rates go up and then they come down, Brian. It's the same formula. You know that. We've done this now for how many years? I mean, I've done this for almost 38 years. I have seen it cycle through. But here's what I want you to think about. Ready? Yes, it is slowing down. Yes, houses are sitting on the market longer, but it's also becoming more of a balanced market. And now we're starting to get closing help. We're starting getting assistance. Things are starting to change. So, yeah, while the change is a little rough, maybe the outcome might not be as bad. At the same time, dude, rentals are going up at the same time, man.
Man, look, Tim is blowing up. Everyone's calling Tim. They're watching the video and they're like, I need to know.
Bananas. Yeah. Call me now. What the hell? Yeah, I'm serious.
So Tim, the word crash. When I say the word crash, what do you think? What do you hear in your head?
Well, crash to me, it's not a crash. Everybody's saying, is real estate going to crash? It's not going to crash. There's not enough inventory for it to crash. And people aren't just going to walk away from their homes because there's no other place to go.
So, again, 2008 crash, you're saying nothing like that?
No, because 2008 was based on loans that were unsubstantiated. People got loans, ninja loans, man. No income, no asset, no pulse. And they still got a mortgage. You know what I'm talking about? And they were all adjustable rate mortgages. They weren't fixed rates. Today's market that we're just leaving is a 30-year fixed rate, fully documented, more conservative than it's ever been.
So people have good, what you guys in the business call, you have good paper.
Yeah, very good
paper out there. All right, so you got good paper.
Right.
But what if there's a different version of a housing market? We won't call it a crash, a correction.
Okay.
What if there's a different version of it that says buying and selling starts to come to a screeching, what do you call what's right in front of a halt? Like, what do you call that?
Slow down. That's
a slow down? But you have to have like some proportional. Like, what is not a halt, but it's like very, very slow, a crawl, a
Just
housing market crawl,
no, it's going to come to an abrupt stop. Let's just
an
call
abrupt
it.
stop.
There you go. Yes, come on, just say it like it is, there, Mr. Mayor. What the heck?
It's coming to an abrupt stop. We're ringing the alarm.
But that doesn't mean there's not going to be some good opportunities out there in the marketplace. I mean, honestly, there are going to be some good people are going to be motivated to sell. You and I both know that, right? And those that need to buy are going to buy. It's called the facts of life. It's like Lion King. It just cycles around, dude.
The cycle of life. All right, Tim. So let me ask you this: are we going to see housing prices
No,
plummet?
no, we're not, because the government learned back in '08. Okay, the biggest mistake they made was to allow people to lose their homes because they never actually lost them. They went into forbearance, foreclosure, deferment, right? And then what happened was people stayed in their homes for years without making payments. You know that, right? And then at the very end, those that had to get pushed out, there wasn't any place for them to go. So the government said, we're going to rent these things back. And the government realized, you know what? Maybe that wasn't the right approach. Maybe the
We're
approach
sounding the alarm. They're calling Tim left and right.
they are.
So,
Dude,
Tim, I mean, that sounds like a horrible situation here. We're not. Are you talking about we're headed into a situation like that where, because see, I see things differently. I don't see, people not being able to afford their houses. Most
yeah,
people, I think it's over 70% of Americans have an under 4% interest rate right now.
that's phenomenal.
What I see is that people are going to not want to sell and not want to buy. So I feel like everyone's gonna it'll be a hunker market.
Okay.
You ever been in a hunker market?
Yeah, people are going to hunker down. You know what? Hey, I will tell you, I think the next 18 to 24 months are going to be a challenge.
A hunker market?
Yeah, I think it'll be a hunker market. I don't doubt that. I really don't. But at the same time, Brian, I mean, think about this. It will be a hunker market, but it will also give us an opportunity ready to clean house, which means the lenders that shouldn't be in the business.
Yeah, like I just got off the phone with a guy and his house didn't sell. And I said, all right, what are you going to do? He got rid of a big discount brokerage. And he said, I'm going to go with the guy who helped me buy the house. I'm just doing like this. I said, do you know how many houses the guy who helped you buy your house sold this year? That many. You need to listen to me before you pull the trigger on hiring this guy. So there's a lot of part-time agents. I hung up with another guy. His part-time agent wasn't ever available, and then he needed a 203K, and they didn't know what to do. And I said, if you were working with me, I happen to be friends with and very close and good relationship with one of the number 1 203K lenders in the whole state of Maryland. Extremely helpful, could have gotten you out of that situation. So I'm trying to use Tim Murphy to get me another listing. And I think it's going to work.
Sounds like a plan. So is it a hunker down? No. Is it a slowdown? Yes.
I mean, okay. Is it a crawl though? I mean, so it went. So what? So the housing sales in August were down how much, Tim?
I don't know. What is it? 40%?
40%.
Yeah. Oof. That's a bit much, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
And that's before the hunker. The hunker, that's pre-hunker. So what is it going to be at the hunker market? Like you're saying it's time to clean house. What I'm saying is, you still have a lot of inside the thing here, like as far as realtors and lenders are concerned, there's still all those people in the business trying to get these deals. So I think you and I need to look at like getting into a welding business.
A welding business?
Yeah.
Welding business.
Because when people are hunkered down, they're going to want to start, like fixing their trailers and stuff. And we're going to be welding.
Dude, you know what? This is the time to perfect your craft.
I'm already good at it, Tim.
And you can be even better. You're like,
I need people to buy and sell. And if everybody's hunkered down, that's going to be a challenge. You're already good at it, Tim. You don't need to perfect anything. You just need more buyers.
But here's the key, Brian. People are going to continue to buy. The market's not going to shut down completely, okay? It really isn't. Okay, the pond shrinks, right? The number of buyers, the number of sellers. But also the number of people fishing have also left the pond.
Not yet. They're still here. I just
They're still here, but you just got to tell them, hey, it's time to adios, amigo, right?
Hey, listen, all you lenders and real estate agents, Tim said you need to leave.
that would be a different world. That definitely would be a different world. But
it would be nice.
it would be nice to be able to take the folks that aren't focused on their on their careers, on their profession, aren't giving back to the community, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about, Brian. That's all it comes down
Amen. The professionals, Tim.
to. And that's
So I mean, from an inside, I keep wanting to say, what is it? Inside baseball. We're talking about like in the shop talk here. We're doing shop talk.
right.
I think that, yes, it is nice when you only deal with professionals and you're only dealing with full-time agents and who know what they're doing, who have experience and who have enough of a book of business they can weather the hard times. That will be okay. But, we're talking 40% reduction in sales that was before all the bad news. That's what I'm saying is like,
So you're saying now we have more bad news. It's going to be a farther reduction.
yeah, like if we get down to like a 60% reduction in sales, and I just feel like, man, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough
but you're
for
going to have a 60% reduction in agents, lenders, title companies, right?
yeah, but I mean, either way, it's still going to be just so outside of our world, just in the
Right.
in the world of buying and selling. Here's what I've always felt like is the problem, and I know everybody says this, and it's true. People buy and sell houses every day. People need to move. Southern Maryland, in
Exactly.
particular, is a place where people have to come here to go to a job. But my thing is, when I started in the mortgage business in 2009, the first bunch of VA buyers I had were all trailing a home that they had been unable to sell from Virginia Beach, Florida, and Texas. Like everybody had one or two.
And so they had an investment opportunity. Now let me stop you here. I want you to think about this. You ready? So VA, ready, doesn't cap you anymore.
No,
like
I know.
right?
But here's my point. So what was clear to me was these people got in a situation where they couldn't sell their house. They ended up renting their house.
Or they could have done an assumption.
And the reason why is because there wasn't enough equity to sell it. So today there's enough equity to sell it, but I think there's a different problem. And that is they're at a 3.25% interest rate. And now when they move and it's a 6.25, 7.25, 8.25 rate, I feel like you are going to really, 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 really need to move in order to do that. Like it's not going to be, oh, we want to go ahead and just, we don't want to think we need a bigger house. Like you're going to, yeah.
You're also going to move because you got to have a job. You need income, right? B, you're looking at schools for your kids. Okay. And the third part is safety and stability. Now I want you to go back to that whole idea of 2009. You ready? So 2009, they kept their house. They turned it into a rental property. They bought a house in 2009. I don't know what the rates were.
Yeah, and they sold it in 19. I sold like a bunch of them.
So what happened was, ready? It's 2009, and for 10 years, a tenant made their mortgage payment, paid their principal,
and they got them back to zero because that was why they were renting their house.
And if they had held out to 22, dude, the money they would have made. Okay, all right. And then the other side of the coin is, you heard the big news, right? Conventional loan limits. Some of the lenders have already raised the base conventional loan limit to $715. That means we'll be over $1 million for the high cost areas. That means your veteran now can get 2 VA loans with no money down as long as he doesn't max out the county limit. Brian, opportunities are a lot. And keep in mind, we talked about this before, on a VA loan, the loan can be assumed, just like on an FHA loan, right?
Yes. Tim, these videos must be good for you, Tim. Your phone is like, bro, this guy is like an animal.
I know.
Listen to that.
It is.
I mean, I wish my phone did that. I mean, that's crazy.
It would drive you. What would happen, Brian, is you'd lose all your hair. Do you know what's happening here?
Tim, I don't want to take my hat off, bro. Don't call me out. All right. So just as a buyer and a seller, what's your advice?
With all honesty, now's the time to jump in, man.
Hurry the hell up.
Because we are expecting rates to be, I hate to tell you this, 7, maybe even 8% by the end of the year. That's hairy. You know what I mean?
See how he said that real quietly? He's like 7 or 8%.
7, 8%, maybe 9. Just we'll see.
Bro, if it's 9, we're getting welding classes, Tim. We're going to start teaching welding classes at Interlink Mortgage for people that are getting out of the business. I may or may not. I mean, come on, bro. 9%
Right.
interest rates
You
by the end
always
of the
said
year.
to me, though, this is what you've always said. You said, Tim, you marry the house and you date the rate, right? Come on.
I never said that.
You
Tim
did
said.
never say. I've said that all the time. But my point is, the rates will go up, Brian, and then you know what's going to happen in 24, 25. We got a presidential election. The government's going to want to stimulate the housing economy. They're going to say, you know what, we better go ahead and reduce the rates. And all of a sudden, people are going to be, those that got in at 6 or 7 or 8, they're going to refinance down, into the hopefully the 3s and the 4s again, maybe the 5s. Who knows? Okay, that's what's going to happen in 24 and 25. So we're going to see that. We're going to see a big stimulus. And people that hung out and got it done are going to be happy as bones.
Trying to see if my phone's on mute, Tim. Nobody's texting me. It's not on mute. Nobody's texting. I've only got one.
It is nuts. I mean, you're telling me this, and I'm thinking to myself, who the heck is? Yeah, I'm like, geez, it's just like happening all over the place. It is a little bit crazy.
It's time to go. If you're thinking about buying or selling, it's time to go. Call me. Call Tim.
All right, make it happen, Brian.
Calling Tim. All right, Tim. Thank you for your time, sir.
All right, bye.